I was chosen in a group of 16 people to fly escort around this bomb. We had no idea it was to be a bomb, atom bomb at the time we took off. Until after we landed, in fact. So we were circling a 100-mile radius around Hiroshima. And there was a young nurse. She was at Aishima. And she had just arrived overseas. You see, before the atomic bomb was dropped, all those islands were covered with little attack hospitals because they were planning on getting ready to invade Japan, which would have been very, very bloody. But she saw this plane took off. And shortly after that, after the thing was over, I was in the first fighter outfit to move into Japan, near Tokyo, at Suki. My wife was transferred to a hospital about 2 miles from where I was living. There was a friend of mine. I always had extra duties, it seems, and I was in charge of all the motor pools, all the transportation for this group. And we had 450 jeeps. We had 14 oil rigs, I believe it was, oil tankers, gas tankers, front end loaders, we had bulldozers, maintainers, everything you could think of. And so I was in charge of that. Well, a good friend of mine had a girlfriend, nurse, that happened to know this same nurse that I married. Took another one, her friend. So he just insisted I go because I had transportation. I could get jeeps for him anytime he wanted. So we had an old ambulance. It had heating in it, and this is in the wintertime, so that made it a lot better than. And during that time, I tried to cover a jeep, and I wasn't a welder and all, but I was trying to learn. We put metal top from an old 1933 Ford. We put it on top of this jeep, and when it closed it in, it wasn't very tight, but anyhow, we closed it in. So afternoon, we'd go over and visit. And I met Eleanor, and we dated. We didn't have an awful lot of things, other than the motor pool. And so she had to come home. She'd only been a short time. And I went to Northern Ireland of Japan. And I thought, well, this is no place for me. Snow 6 feet. When I landed on the aircraft on a runway, it was 12 feet high alongside the runway. But anyhow, I came home. She lived in New York and I lived in Texas. Well, I get a letter from her every day. I try to write to her every day. So I went to New York, White Plains, New York. Her other niece was here today. Still lives there. But anyhow, we ended up getting married. And I started out on the 60 years of the best part of my life. 60 years. Like just about 2 weeks in 60 years. She was a great mother and a great friend. So I appreciate it so much because so many of you people have meant a lot to me. For the last 20 years, I had a problem falling. About 30 years. I have trouble falling, and the doctors, they can't find out what is wrong. One guy recently said, well, it's between your head and your back. Which one called it? But anyhow, I still fall. And you know the neighbors, I don't care where I am, they respond immediately. Very, very good. And I fell into the street about 2 or 3 years ago. And there was a little blonde around the corner. I fell into the street and there's a car coming from each direction. And I've had it. She came out there and ran out there. His name is Jennifer. She came out and stopped the traffic and had someone pick me up. But I've had to be picked up many times by people that are so damn good. But anyhow, I've enjoyed my family, Tommy and Kathy and Patty, and thanks to them for arranging this party. They're the one that got it started. I had no idea it'd be this many people show up. But I'd like to mention again, though, something else that I forgot. About 6 or 8 months ago, there was a Sergeant Kalonga from Hondo died. And we saw it, and Liz and I drove out to the funeral. And it was full of people. And after it was all over, we started looking around, and there was 18 of us there from the unit, the Alamo wing. 18 people. And all of them wanted to have another party. So we had it in Castroville about a month and a half, 2 months later. And thanks to Liz and some of the other people, we had about 40 people there. So then this came up, and I thought, well, I've got so many people that I need to let them know how much I appreciate them, how much they help me. Gary Decker, I've known him quite a few years. General Lewis, I've known him about 60 years. 60 years. I got a guy over here that was put in 40 years in the Alamo wing. He said if I could put in 20 more, I'd put in 20 more. But anyhow, the heart, we have a group out there, the old ones especially. I can't say about the younger ones. But the people all loved each other. They respected each other. And I've enjoyed so much. I have a meeting on Wednesday. I have a luncheon with a few of the guys. And we enjoy it. I enjoy them, listen to them. And then I have once a month out at the base, made up of the old guys that were in the wing years ago. And I always enjoy that. So all of those, another thing I'll mention, when I was on the farm, I grew up on the farm. And in those days, you know, if you wanted to go somewhere, you'd hitchhike. You could stick your finger up, thumb up there, and first thing you know, somebody would pick you up. And in fact, A&M played UCLA about way back there, about 37, 38, 39, or 40. And about half of the guys went out on the cars, about half of them hitchhiked. And a lot of those that hitchhiked got there before the guys that had their own cars. But now the people don't trust each other. Nobody trusts anybody. Nobody trusts anybody. But anyhow, I've tried to have faith in other people, and a lot of people had faith in me. So General Lewis, he's been one of my, I guess, one of my admirers. I admired him for many years, and I'm so happy that he and his lovely wife made it. But if anybody has any questions, I might answer. I would be glad to. But I could talk all night about the Air Force, General Lewis, and Gary Decker, some of the others, and this guy here, Bob Roberts.
I would propose that all of your family stand so we can all see your immediate family.
It's a good idea.
All of us in the reserve and all these sort of things, all these years, we have not had an opportunity to know Cecil's family.
Good idea. Good idea.